Hello my friends, Katie Day with the Moving to Texas team at Global Banker. Today we are in the hub to meet with Ellyse, owner of State Line Designs, to hear her story. Hey, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Awesome.
My name is Ellyse. I'm the owner of State Line Designs. It's a local clothing brand here out of Houston. All the designs I design myself. I'm a graphic designer, and I have had 2 storefronts and a fashion truck, but I mainly do pop-ups around town. So my company started in 2014. My background is in graphic design. So I'm originally from Houston, but I moved to Los Angeles to go to school for graphic design. And then I moved back to Houston with what I thought was a good resume. I worked at NBC Universal, I did marketing, I did movie posters for NBC. So I was like, okay, I'll move back to Houston and get a really, really good job. I came back to Houston and nobody really cared about any of that. So I got a job in education, and I worked at my old high school. I started my business on the side as a side hustle, and in about 8 months, my company on Etsy was doing better than my full-time job in education. Then I got let go from my job, and I had already started my clothing line, and I was like, okay, let's see how this works. And I started my Instagram. I started using social media to like grow my brand. And I said, oh, well, if I can't pay my bills or, pay my cool car note, then I'll get a job. And next month, I'll be 6 years full-time entrepreneur selling t-shirts that I make out of my home. I love typography. That's always what I had a passion for when I studied graphic design. So I use different fonts to kind of tell a story. This actually was my first design, and I use like 30 different fonts. So you'll see, Astrodome is kind of like in a bold like font to stand out for the Astrodome. So just different kind of unique things. I try to be inspired by so many things in the city. So I design what I love. I design, what is not out there. When I started my brand, I made a lot of crop tops or like tanks because I wanted to go to the Texans game and wear something comfortable that wasn't like a big, uncomfortable, boxy shirt that they were selling at the, at the store, Academy, or anywhere else. So I designed for myself, and then I use that, and it took off. I've been very, very blessed that I've had, Deshaun Watson will like some of my photos, and my son likes some of my photos, who I love, Deshaun, and DeAndre Hopkins, he'll like comment on some of my stuff too. So it's like amazing that these people that I love, they see my brand, they recognize I'm out here working as hard as possible to create something for myself. When I was in California, my line name in my sorority was Texas. So when I moved back to California, I was thinking about different names, and then I wrote down a few different names that we liked. Skyline, because I wanted to incorporate like the Los Angeles skyline, which is where the city that I love, Los Angeles, and Houston are skylines. So I narrowed it down to Skyline and State Line, just because I think that our state line is better than anybody else's. So those are my 2 options. My son was maybe 3 months old. I wrote them down on a sheet of paper and folded them up, and I told my son to choose, and he chose State Line. So State Line, and I dropped the logo that day. I made an Instagram, and we built a website. Because I'm a graphic designer, I did everything like my logo. I did one comp, and that was my final logo that I still use today. So that's how State Line's name came about, and my son actually chose the name. He's 6 now. I've always wanted a fashion truck, and I built one out. It's paid off. It's sitting in my driveway. But I've been very, very blessed with opportunities. 2017, I was voted one of 4 female entrepreneurs of the year by Nexi, which actually is in this building. So they pretty much sponsored a store for me. I didn't want a store because I had just built out my fashion truck, but they were like, no, you don't understand, we're gonna sponsor you a store. So myself, Brenda Grant, and some of the other designers, we made like the first Houston women pop-up, which was downtown in Houston. We did that. That was the first storefront, closed it, and then I got contacted by City Center asking if I wanted another store. So I've had to put, for the past 2.5, almost 3 years, I've had to put my fashion truck on hold. But now that I've just closed my stores, I am excited to take my goal is to take my fashion truck back out on the road. Again, my name is Ellyse Espinosa. My Instagram is at Stateline Designs, and you can find my website at shopstateline.com. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see where I'm at every week. I have shows almost every week, all the time. So yeah, shopstateline.com. You can shop 24/7, or follow us on Instagram to see what craziness is happening all the time.